Hey, no point in explaining myself, but I'm back. And I have a whole setup now, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, let's get this show on the road. I'm gonna rewind time a bit. It was 6th grade year, and as you probably know, when you enter middle school, you can feel like either socially awkward or you can feel like hot shit. And in my case, I was that kid who was half and half. I wasn't so cocky that I was so outgoing, but I also kept to myself a lot and was not able to hold a conversation. Middle school was a whole maze to me. Luckily, I had a map named Jaden. Me and this dude immediately became best buds. When I tell you this man is my brother, he is my brotherin. Like, bro, we are still best buds to this day.
This day, to this day, to this day.
But me and Jane, we had nearly every class together. Now, every teacher was cool for the most part, that we would sit next to each other, because they kind of knew that me and Jane we was tight like that, you know what I mean? But, except for one. She knew we were friends, so she immediately picked on us. Now, for the sake of this story, I'm gonna give her a name. Let's call her that bitch Susan. She was this short old lady, for some reason was never happy, like ever. When I tell you she did not like smile once in like every time I went to her class, she would not smile. Like, come on, look at All Might. He smiles like every time. Well, not anymore, but he smiles. Come on. And all her students in her class would not make it easy on her to be happy. Every student in her class would be loud and not care what she had to teach. By the way, she taught science. So, from a standpoint, I can't understand. I can understand why she was never happy. So when me and Jaden would walk into class, we would try to be as quiet as can be. Like the quietest mouse in the entire room. Like, I don't know how quiet we could possibly get, because we were pretty loud in other classes, because they didn't care, because they knew that we were best buds. I don't know if I made that point clear. Compared to everybody else, me and Jaden were saints. We paid attention, we never talked too loud. Sounds great, right? Why are you telling the story if you and Jaden were good children in our class? I'm so glad you asked, Thomas! Yeah, see, me and Jaden were good kids, but for some odd reason, she only targeted us, like we were the only targets. For instance, let me break it down for you. One day, we walked in class, sat down like normal, and out of nowhere, the class is just roaring with lots of sound, noise. We got out those bad kids who just got on the table and would just do anything that they wanted. But out of nowhere, have a normal conversation.
So can Hulk be Broly?
No, do you know who freaking Broly is? Like, bro, come on, he's a legendary Saiyan.
Joseph, Jaden, lower your voices. You're in classroom right now, and look at James. James is he's trying to be so nice. He's quieting down the class by getting on the table. Like, come on, you have to be like James.
He's dancing on the table. What are you talking about?
Yeah, miss, we are talking normal. The other kids are yelling, and we're talking normal.
Well, you shouldn't be talking in the first place. You should be paying attention to Bill Nye.
Little side note, that's all we did in her class. Take notes on Bill Nye, the science guy. Yes, Bill Nye, the goat. For a grade. This was a grade. This would help us nowhere in the future for science in any way, shape, or form. It was entertaining, but nowhere would it introduce. The bottom line is that she picked on me and Jaden for not being loud. That's the dumbest thing to do. But I guess, do you know that bitch Susan nearly wrote us up for talking again? We were not loud at all. We started passing notes to each other just to stay quiet. And low key, we still like talked and whispered, but we started passing notes. And even then, it even drew more attention to us. Like, what does she want from us? Like, do you want us to go Super Saiyan? We will fuse and become Super Saiyan. Is that what you want? We will go Super Saiyan on your ass, blast the whole Kamehameha. I'm not joking about this. I'm not sure where she is now, but quick side note, my sister had her too, and she picked on her too. Like, what the fuck? That bitch Susan just hates my bloodline or something. I hope she stepped on the fattest Lego. No cap. Me and Jane was just trying to be nice, and all our teachers were cool with us. Like, they didn't care what we did. As long as we did our work and turned it in. We never did our notes in this class. Like, so yeah, this was my first video back. I hope you enjoyed. I really tried with this. I couldn't really get the hang of the program. A lot of things went wrong, but we managed it. Special thanks to Jane for giving me some of the greatest voice acting ever, best fusion ever. And yeah, you guys could follow me on Twitch, and if you don't mind, you could subscribe and drop a like on the video. So yeah, just give me that, and I'm gonna let this roll to 8 minutes, almost there. Okay, not quite there. Okay, what do we talk about for the next 40 seconds? Oh, my Twitch, my Twitch, yeah. You should go follow that. Link will be in the description. Go ahead, check me out. Do it sometimes. But I gotta get back to work and film a new video, and hopefully it won't take as long as this one. So, yeah. And we reached the minute mark, so boom.